Hey there, it's Aaron, and it is July 2nd, 2016, and it's a little after 2 p.m. right now, and I thought I'd make a video. Obviously, by the title of the video, and judging by the shirt that I'm wearing, I'm only wearing it for this video, because I'm wearing it tomorrow, because tomorrow will mark 45 years since Jim Morrison passed away. When it was 40 years after Jim Morrison's passing, I went through the entire discography, or what I owned by the doors at that point. 5 years later, I do have new things in my collection, so I thought I would make another video. The first Doors album was released in early 1967. Here's my copy on vinyl. I got this about a year ago. This is a reissue of the album. Probably, I looked on Discogs and I think it's from 1970. Of all the Doors albums, this is my favorite. Some people think it's short of being their favorite, since there are a few quote-unquote poppy songs on here. I really like it. In fact, this is one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time, and it's at number 10. Yes, I do keep a document of this. So the songs: Break On Through, instant classic; Soul Kitchen, great song; Crystal Ship, wonderful; 20th Century Fox, underrated; Alabama Song is good fun; Light My Fire is great; Backdoor Man, it's good; I Looked at You is probably the weakest on the album here, but it's not. It might be the weakest song on here, but it's still not a bad song. End of the Night is underrated. Take It As It Comes is also deemed as one of the weaker ones, but I like it. And then The End, masterpiece, wonderful album. As for the CD, that's Doors' first album. And next up, also released in 1967, just months after the debut album, Strange Days. I have all the Doors albums on vinyl, except this one. Still want to get this album on vinyl somehow. But Strange Days is a great album, and for some people, it's their best. Why? Remember what I was talking about with the first album having those cheery songs or whatever? There's nothing cheery on here. It's all depressing, all dark and moody. So for some people, this is the best album the Doors ever made. Personally, I think it's their second best album, right after the debut. But yeah, it is really a great album. The title track's great. Your Lost Little Girl is a good, deep track. Love Me Two Times is awesome. Unhappy Girl, an example of it being depressing. Horse Latitudes, one of Jim's poems there, which goes into the wonderful Moonlight Drive. People Are Strange, one of their best. My Eyes Have Seen You, it's an underrated one. I Can't See Your Face in My Mind is chilling. And then it all ends with When the Music's Over. Wonderful album. 1968, the band released their third album, Waiting for the Sun. This one I do have on vinyl. There's an explanation for this. Originally, the second side of Waiting for the Sun was going to be a whole suite called The Celebration of the Lizard. And it was all going to be, 20-ish minute song with multiple parts in it. And they performed it live. But at the last minute, they decided to cut it from the album. So I think that's why this stays here. Compared to the previous two albums, it is weaker, but that doesn't mean it's a bad album at all. No, it's a good album. Hello, I Love You, one of their #1 hits. With Light My Fire, Hello, I Love You was one of their #1 hits. Love Street is great, and the B-side to Hello, I Love You. Not to Touch the Earth is good fun. Summer's Almost Gone. Great. Jim has a great vocal performance in that one. Wintertime Love, it's a fun little song. The Unknown Soldier is amazing. Spanish Caravan. It's wonderful, great guitar work from Robbie Krieger. My Wild Love. I love the harmonies. That most of it, I think almost the entire song is all a cappella. There's very little instrumentation in that song. It's amazing. We Could Be So Good Together. It's okay. Yes, the River Knows. Another strong performance from Jim on that one. And then it ends with 5-1. Great album. Here goes. I have this. This is a 1980s version of the CD. As you can tell by the back here and how it doesn't match with. But I do have the 1999 reissue of this, but I'll get to that later. Alright, next up is the band's fourth album, 1969, The Soft Parade. When this came out, some people didn't know what to make of it. And I think the consensus is that of the first 6 albums with Jim, this is the weakest. And yeah, I agree with that. Because I think the thing with this album was that the songs were credited to who wrote the songs, whereas the previous albums they shared equal royalties in the songwriting credits. But for this one, all the songs were credited to the writer, and it shows on here that Robbie Krieger was writing a lot of the songs on here. I mean, no, nothing against Robbie Krieger, but maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. Another thing that some people had a problem with for this album is that it seemed a little too preachy, like To All the People and The Soft Parade and whatnot, and I can see that. But after a couple listens, this is a good album. It's still good. It's the weakest of the ones with Jim, but it's still good. I mean, To All the People, it's good for what it is. Touch Me, great song. Shawn Man's Blues is good. Do It is great. Easy Ride is okay. Wild Child, great. Running Blue is okay. Wishful Sinful, very hypnotic, very relaxing song. And then the title track. Oh, I love the title track. It's just one of those really great oddball songs that you find on an album. Like Waiting for the Sun, the CD version of The Soft Parade is one from the 1980s. But again, I do have the 1999 remaster of this, but wait. So with 2 albums that people were sort of underwhelmed by, the band followed it up with 1970's Morrison Hotel. Roadhouse Blues, amazing. Waiting for the Sun, one of those cases where the self-titled track is not the self-titled track. A couple of bands have done this. Queen did it with Sheer Heart Attack. They put it on News of the World. Frank Zappa did it with Absolutely Free. But Waiting for the Sun is great. You Make Me Real is a fun bluesy number. Peace Frog is awesome. Blue Sunday's good. Cheap Fools is good. Land Ho, fairly underrated. The Spy, nice, sort of a bluesy jazz number there. Queen of the Highway is good. Indian Summer is also good. And Maggie McGill is a great closer. Alright, as for CD version, here it is. This is the 1999 reissue of the album. Before 1970 came to an end, the Doors released one more album, and it was a live album called Absolutely Live. Yeah, the cover's different for the CD version, but other than that, it's the same album. I don't think you'd normally see this on most of the best live albums ever made, like Live at Leeds, Live and Dangerous, Kiss Alive, Get Your Yayas Out. But this is a good live album. Great performance. So it's a little underrated. All right, 1971, the band released their 6th studio album. And that album was L.A. Woman. This is a reissue of the vinyl, I believe, because I know that the original has the band has an illustration of the band, and it's a laminate. And then you take it out, and the sleeve is yellow. I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about, but this is a reissue. This is a great album. If I could pick my 3 favorite Doors albums, I would pick the debut, Strange Days, and this one, because this is a really good album. The Changeling is a great, funky track. Love Her Madly, it's wonderful. Been Down So Long, it's wonderfully bluesy. Cars Hiss By My Window, going with the blues vibe there. L.A. Woman is wonderful. L'America, love it. Hyacinth House, very underrated. Crawling King Snake is good. The Wasp, Texas Radio and the Big Beat, it's also good. And Riders on the Storm, probably their best song. As for the CD version, here it is. I got this at a used CD store, and it is the 1999 remaster, but it looks like it was from Australia. Now, what had me scared was this, which looks like one of the 80s discs, but it is the 1999 remaster.